Alrighty, so at this point, hopefully you've completed and done all the commits where I have you do them in this video. Because in this video, that's all I'm going to have you do, or sorry, for this assignment, is do the async await code along. Because what I want you to do is now set up for the next challenge utilizing what you've just learned, right? So, making the progression from promises now to async await, you start to see how much simpler the code can be, but it can be a little deceiving. Why? Which is why it's so important to do a coding challenge. Okay. So the video for me that you're watching now is going to cover the next item. Just to be clear, you can submit this one. Make sure. So in this case, because we have only the commits from the code along, make sure you nail those so you get all those points. Okay. So now what do you need to do? So now what you want to do is you're going to create a new folder, photo album. Okay, this is your challenge and your index and your main. Now, if you call it something else, that's fine, as long as you have your JavaScript file. Now, you're going to write code that implements the fetch API for this URL. So let me just bring this up. Okay, and this is a very common for people just learning to write code for asynchronous code, making an API call. So in this case, you can say, go down and look at the guide. It gives you some examples, which is awesome, right? Which is really helpful. Okay. And then if you come back here, I was looking for, if I scroll down, it's where it shows, the different, actually there as well. This is the one for the photos. So if I click there on that one, right, this is the URL that you will place in your fetch API call. Now what you'll end up doing is, in the end, it should look like this. Now mine looks like this probably because of my resolution. Yours may not. These are images, IMJs, if you're not sure about images or how to set attributes, right? So go check those out, but those are pretty straightforward. IMG, if you wanted to go to HTML IMG tag, I wouldn't necessarily go here. I'd go to MDN. Okay, here we go. So it's an image tag. We don't have a class, but we have a source. And then the source has a URL. Okay, so if you just look at this, you can probably point out, let me help you there, the URL. It actually has a thumbnail as well. You could play with that one as well. It might be a smaller version. Oh, 150. Absolutely. This is 600. So you could play with either of them. Okay, so what you want to do here is using async await, and I'm going to add this also the try catch block you want to do in this example. So I'll add that to the content, right? So write code that implements fetch to this site using async await, try catch, and then renders the images on the DOM. Okay, so as I've said before, if you're unable to get working code, then document what you tried or discuss the code you wrote. Should be wrote. And once you're ready, commit, put your messages, photo album, my code. And then, of course, in the video below, I'm going to go over the solution that I wrote. Doesn't mean it has to be yours. As long as you get working code, that's the most important thing with utilizing async await and the try catch, because those are really, really important. And try catches are not reserved for just the async await. They can be used in any time. Matter of fact, it would be a perfect thing for us to use in our local storage when we're retrieving local storage as well. That'd be a great use for try catch. Okay. Okay, so I just wanted to, at the end of this first video, go over what you're going to need to do, because you're going to start right into that. I've given you the folder. I've given you what you need to do. I've given you a look at what the output needs to look like. I've given you some hints. So give that a try. And then you can watch, once you have committed your code, you can watch my video for how I approached it. All right, see you later.